It's been pleasure being over here for this conference and a session which is going to be on the investment landscape and on the education. I hope in the panel we have all the stakeholders basically covered, mainly from the corporate side and the service provider side. We are expecting the chairman of ICRI over here. And we also have Sandeep, who would have his perspective from the investors' background and what are the focus areas which they are looking into as a into an education sector, and what are the drivers which they see, and what are the challenges also which they face when choosing a decision into investing. Then we have Astitva, and who is heading the North and East Division for Infrastructure and Education Financing from Yes Bank. And then a very senior person in the form of Mr. Satish Jha, who is basically chairman of One Laptop Per Child Foundation in India, and that would be some very great inputs which we would be having for the session. Education industry in India is basically not too young as such, but we have been hearing about the private participation, public-private partnerships and corporatization for say last 3-4 years. So before we move to the financial aspect of it, probably we can have some numbers on the macroeconomic level. So the age group of maybe nowadays 2 to 24, which caters almost to the education landscape, or the people who aspire for education in India, they're around 50 crore plus. And the guys who enroll basically into the elementary education in India are around 21 crore. And finally, the guys who make it to the higher education are just over 1 crore people, or 1 crore students in India. So what does it translates to it? We have basically very good schemes like Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, which Mr. Sharda Prasad also would have shared. It started in 2001 basically, and the enrollment ratios were for the elementary were not that good at the time, but it were around below just 90%. So the target of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan was mainly to give access, and the objective was to set a school for every 1 kilometer distance. So that's where now we have enrollment ratio which has increased up to 97% for the primary education, which is basically first to fourth, and coming to the elementary, it turns out to be a 75%. So, and then the secondary education, that's the area where most of the people get drop out. And that's where it's a very important bridge, and that's where people, the government has started the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan into this, and the objective is basically to plug the dropouts into this segment. And coming to the higher education, we have just 13% of the as the enrollment ratio, and that means that there is a significant room for development of infrastructure and investment into the higher education. And the open and distance learning is also one of the important alternatives which are there for the higher education. Now coming to the investment landscape, purely from an investor's perspective, it is believed to be around 45 to $50 billion opportunity. And 80% of that space is under the regulated environment, which is basically you have the K-12 or the school segment and the higher education segment, where you have regulatory hassles like trust and society structure, and probably the Section 25 companies which you need to have. So you have stickiness and longevity over there, but then there is the issue of regulatory aspect. And that would be around, say, $35 billion opportunity in among this $45 billion. And the balance space of basically non-formal education, which is non-regulated, which would cover your space from preschool, then the coaching classes, the test preparation, and then the vocational education would be around the 15%. And the issues over there are like scalability, which is the main issue for this segment. Coming to the deals which have happened over the last 1 year or 15 months, I would say, there has been an increased emphasis of the test preparation segment, where we saw recently deal of Resonance, the test preparation company from Kota, and earlier to that Career Point, again from Kota, and which now are virtually moving into they have filed in draft red herring prospectus. Apart from that, we have a deal for FITGI and IMS, which is again into the test preparation segment. So IIT and the science test preparation segment is the one which has been the flavor of the season. IMS also got funding of 25 crores earlier in the last year. And coming to the formal education part, you have the funding which happened in the ITM from Navi Mumbai, where basically Navis invested. And then very recently Premji invested around 200 crore rupees in Manipal, which is the corporate entity of the Manipal group, and mainly to the open education. That's where they address. Could I call upon now Satish basically to have his perspective on the one laptop per child, and what are the plans for India and how they basically plan to make the use of this opportunity for all the people and the students in India.